It's time for the Coach's Corner Show with Pat Disabato.
Hello and welcome to the Coach's Corner Show. And as you can tell, we're road tripping today, folks. We are on the road. And by the way, I am Pat Disabato from the Star newspaper. I'm going to introduce this handsome young gentleman in a few minutes, but we are in the parking lot of Beggar's Pizza, 127 in Kedzie, one of many Beggar's locations you know all about. And this monstrosity behind me, when we referring this thing to us, the Bearbulance?
The Bearbulance.
All right, Jim Szymanski, Oak Forest resident, married to the lovely Karen Murray. And we'll get into that Murray family a little bit later. But all right, Jim, you get this ambulance. What possesses a person to purchase an ambulance and turn it into this Bearbulance?
Well, a couple years ago, I got some season tickets to the Bears, and we were all taking turns driving down there. And one day we go in the parking lot, and a guy, a couple cars ahead of us, had an old Hoffman Estates ambulance. I thought it was a fantastic idea. You know, everybody can get together, you can carry all your equipment down there, have a great time driving down there, driving back. So that night after that game, I went home, had a few beers in me.
Imagine that.
Went on eBay, and I just happened to win this one from a guy out in Columbus, Ohio. So I had to fly out there, drive it back, and slowly been working on it, doing a few things here and there to it.
So basically, you go on eBay, you have a picture of it, there's a description of it, but you don't know exactly what type of shape this thing's in, right?
Not really. I mean, you really have to trust the people when you're buying them.
And what does your wife say? Did she actually give you her blessing on this or what?
Occasionally, she loves it. It depends on if she's had a few beers in her or not.
And we know the Murray family, her brother Pat, that's not much beer drinking there, right?
One or two, and they're very happy.
Right, 1 or 22. Now, you haven't finished the inside of this thing. Now, what do you plan on doing to the inside?
Well, I plan on trying to carpet all the walls, carpet the floor. I want to put a flat screen TV on the one side, maybe get satellite TV in it if I can. Just depends on if the wife will allow me to spend that much money or not.
What about a couple poles? No poles in there?
No poles in there.
No bachelor parties? Nothing like that?
No bachelor parties. That's won't be allowed. She might allow me to spend the money, but not carry strippers around.
Remember, I've seen the wallpaper on your cell phone.
I had to get rid of that too.
You had to get rid of that? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, though, man. I give you a lot of credit because it takes some stones to do something like that. You know what I mean? That's beautiful.
And it gets yourself a lot of attention, too. I drove it around all day yesterday, and people were honking and waving, so.
And we should mention, this isn't a cheap monstrosity. This is in the 4-figure range, right?
Yeah.
Spent some bucks.
Yeah, low 4 figures right now, but it's adding up.
And you're the most popular guy in the block, right? All your buddies, neighbors, they all want to come down to Soldier Field with you, or what?
They do, but the first reaction is, what in the hell are you doing?
And where do you put this thing in the winter? Where do you park this thing?
I store it at my mom's house. She lets me park it out she's got a big lot out in Palos Park, and she lets me store it there.
That is sweet. That is awesome. Well, I promised you, I said we were going to get you on the show because I don't know anybody that has something like this. This is very unique, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple school buses down there, too, but, I mean, there's not many ambulances.
Not many ambulances. This is sweet. Do you still have the sirens and stuff, or what? Is that?
I got the lights. I don't have a siren on it right now. That's not working, but it's on my project list.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Jim, I appreciate it, man. That's awesome. And one day, you know, when you dial it up, when you get the insides, we'll tape from inside that baby.
Okay.
We'll be discreet about, the beer and all that stuff, but I'd love to do that next year when you get this thing done.
No problem. No problem at all. I'll bring it back.
All right, appreciate it. We're going to go to a Beggar's Pizza timeout. When we return, head coach of the Eisenhower Cardinals football team, Travis Moore, he will be our guest, so stay tuned.
From a mouth-watering pizza to a stomach-pleasing Italian beef sandwich, you'll never have to worry about going home hungry from Beggar's Pizza. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, tastefully seasoned in the culinary traditions of Northern Italy. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, check out our extensive menu featuring pasta, salads, appetizers, dinners, sandwiches, and of course, pizza. Enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many suburban locations.
Having a birthday party, holiday party, or good old-fashioned block party? then call Fair Share Amusement Company. We rent CD jukeboxes, Golden Tee, Megatouch, and many other coin-operated video games to help make your party more fun. We deliver the machines to your house the day before the event, and we'll pick up the day after at no extra charge. Fair Share Amusement Company is one of the leading suppliers of jukeboxes and games to taverns and restaurants in the Southtown area. So let Fair Share help you make more money with the latest equipment available. Call them at 773-445-9955.
If you're looking for a great place to eat with the family or to hang out with the gang, then you have to get to the Coach's Corner. You will love our extensive menu featuring burgers, shrimp, and our famous jumbo chicken wings. So whether you're playing darts, Golden Tee, sitting at the bar, or watching the game on any of our 19 TVs, you'll have a great time. So get to the Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill at 143rd Street and 82nd Avenue in Orland Park, where there's fun for the entire family.
Hi, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Pat Disabato from lovely Blue Island, Beggars Pizza location on 127 in Kedzie. And my guest, second guest, Travis Moore at Coach Eisenhower Football. What's up, Travis? Thanks for coming in, man. Should mention 4-2 on the season. Travis, a 2000 graduate of Eisenhower High School, 2004 grad of Northern Illinois University, 4-year varsity starter over there. He was the man at Ike. He was the man at Northern Illinois. So 4-2 right now, Travis. First year, you're a young buck, 25 years old. Assess this first 6 games of your tenure.
I think actually 26 to be
26,
correct.
all right. Happy belated.
Another year, but it's actually the 4-2 start is. We got off to a shaky start with the 26-29 loss to Rich East. I was kind of expecting to get a win there, and those guys played pretty well down there, and the weather conditions weren't in our favor.
Yep.
So honestly, we wanted to start off, and our whole thing was to be perfect throughout the season, and that shook up things initially right away.
Yep.
So it forced myself and my team to face adversity early on, and that caused our guys to have a chip on our shoulders going into game 2 through 5, and I think we really possessed a big chip.
Yep.
It came down to the Brevis game last week, and those guys played and they fought hard, and they came with a victory.
Yep. But you did. You won 4 games in a row after that initial loss, and that's without your best player, Gervais Porter, who, keeping on a down low in case Gary Garhonen's watching this game this week, he might make an appearance. But how much difference, being able to coach your alma mater, somewhere where you walked the halls for 4 years, what does that mean to you?
You know what, it means a lot, Pat. It's kind of funny you say that because it's more than coaching. It's bigger than coaching. Like I tell these guys, I coach you guys with my heart, not necessarily with a hard hat. So at times I got to be a father figure, as young as I am. At times I got to be a father figure to some of these teenagers, a mentor, a teacher. So I'm kind of doing it. I'm spreading myself out, and it's not overwhelming in a sense because this is something I want to do. I'm initiating it more 9 times out of 10. And coming from alma mater and knowing that the situations the kids are in, some circumstances, whether it's a Hispanic kid, African American kid, or a Caucasian kid, just the different situations they're faced with. I know that because I was one of those kids at one point. Yeah. So I really try to reach out to each kid individually, whether it's academics, home life, financial situations. And it means the world because I know I'm affecting someone right here where I came from. So I love it,
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I'm going to tell you, the knock on Eisenhower, which I think is unfair, and it certainly isn't enhanced when you have teachers and head coaches who reside in the community and they send their kids to private schools. And I don't want to mention any names, Bob Frazier, but what do you do to try and overcome a situation like that? And have people believe? I mean, you're a walking example that, hey, you can get it done, you can go to college, you get your degree. I mean, what do you do to convince people to say Eisenhower's the right spot for it?
I think kind of like what you said is you hit it right on the head. It's kind of being a walking example. Like I tell the kids every day, some kids transferred out initially and really worked hard to get them back in our program and use me as a testimony. You can succeed and be successful from Eisenhower High School. I actually grew up in Robbins, the neighboring town, a little bit more poverty-stricken, and had, went through a lot of obstacles in my everyday life. Went to Eisenhower every day faithfully, and I want our kids to understand that you can leave Eisenhower and go get a degree and go to school for free. Yep. I had a couple of friends go, and that's the biggest thing. It's making people believe in the community and outside of the community that Eisenhower is good student athletes, and that's our prime focus right now, to prove to a lot of people.
Now, and you're getting the job done on the field, obviously at 4-2, but I think the other thing is you got a lot of different activities for your players. They're getting involved in different things in the community. You have this Mothers in Action organization where mothers are doing a lot of things. Talk about some of the things that you're doing to help your kids become better citizens.
You know what, the first thing we're getting a job on, really want to make sure the kids understand the importance of everything. It's not all about the sport itself. It's more than the sport. It's reaching out to the community, reaching out to the untouchables, the Eagles, the Mount Greenwood Colts, reaching out to the nursing homes out in Blue Island and Robbins and the surrounding communities. And we even did a clean community event when we walked around the Eisenhower premises and cleaned up our school property. And I think our kids took a lot of pride in that. We took a lot of pride in it as a staff. But it teaches them that it's more things in life than football. Because football is going to come and go. But what you learn from football will stay with you forever. And I think by doing the various tasks, I think our kids learned a lot from it.
Okay. And speaking of the property around Eisenhower, I have to give my props to Joe Fowler. I mean, the campus looks gorgeous, man, with the enhancements, the landscaping around. I mean, it's never looked better, so I do have to give him his props on that. We're going to go to a timeout, RZA Car Group timeout. We return more with Coach Moore. We'll talk about last week's loss to Revis and what it's going to cost me financially when we return. Stay tuned.
RZACars.com. Looking for a new Chevy? Shop online. The best Chevy selections and the biggest Chevy savings.
You'll find a car you want at RZACars.com. RZACars.com.
RZACars.com. Looking for a new Ford? Shop online. The name that sells the most Fords in Illinois.
You'll find a car you want at RZACars.com. RZACars.com.
For the best high school and local sports coverage in the Southland, turn to the Star newspapers. With a 106-year tradition, their award-winning team of writers and columnists cover what you care about. Whether it's the highly competitive prep football scene or the intensity of travel softball, the Star has all the bases covered.
Hi, I'm Pat Disabato from the Star Newspapers, here to talk to you about my friends at Lisa Thomas Salon. With 45 stylists at 2 locations, Lisa Thomas Salons are the perfect solution for the entire family. Their emphasis on current trends means the most up-to-date styles and products are available right in your neighborhood. Lisa Thomas's knowledgeable stylists are committed to making you look and feel great. So visit my friends at Lisa Thomas Salon on 84th Avenue in Tinley Park or 143rd Street in Orland Park. You'll be glad you did. Coach's Corner Show. If you're just joining us, our guest, Travis Moore, varsity football coach, Eisenhower High School, and a 2000 graduate of the lovely Blue Island School. All right, before we get talking about this Revis game, we didn't mention Mothers in Action. Talk about this group and what they've meant to the program, Travis.
You know, it's kind of hard to talk describe in words what this group has meant to the program. I think a lot of mothers and journalists who are not affiliated with the group can understand just from me talking about them. It gives the moms actually a sense of they actually know exactly what's going on in their son's life in sports. They're given a chance to see firsthand what the student goes through in the classroom, what's the adversity faced on the field, but then they give it a chance to help and do something about it and not just kind of sit on the side. Thinking about the group, I kind of thought about my situation and my mom never really having an invitation to be a part of my football career, whether it was a high school or college. And I ran it by a mom, Carol Anderson, and Jeff Anderson's mom. He's a junior offensive tackle for us. We talked about it, and together we came up with this Moms in Action MIA, and it's taken off. Yeah. The moms do an unbelievable job. You know, it actually makes my job easier. Like some of the things that they do behind the scenes that you wouldn't know, they get it done.
They get it done.
And it's you kind of look at the moms, and is an example of how hard the kids work, how hard the moms work.
Yep. Don't worry about George. He likes flashing numbers to me, so you don't have to pay attention to that. All right. That Revis game last week, 47-44 loss in double overtime, homecoming night. And I know, you played defense in college. You pride yourself on defense. You don't like seeing your team allow 47 points. You're up 17-0, and it comes down to 36-36 with 16 seconds left. You kick the PAT, you win, gets blocked. And you guys score in overtime, convert on the 2-point. You're up 8. Then they tie it again. They win it on the field goal. How do you get your kids to bounce back with Richards, the arch rival, Friday night, man? How do you do this?
Well, it's a very simple concept. It's kind of, you don't look at the whole picture. You break up the picture into 9 pieces. When you break up that picture, we didn't get it done last week. But this week is a totally different piece of the puzzle. So we got to refocus, rechannel, put all our energy into getting it done this week. So we don't look at the whole picture of a 4-2 record.
Yep.
We look at each week going into it being 1-0. And our playoffs started actually 4 weeks ago. So this is another playoff game for us. We're going to take this game very serious. We're going to prepare like we prepared the last few weeks, and it's going to be a dogfight. We want to make sure we come on the top end of it.
Yeah.
But you just refocus and rechannel, because it's not a 9-0 thing. It's a 1-0 thing from week to week to week. And when we get to that 9th game, then we recap and we see what we said.
Well, I know it's a tough loss, but it was a costly loss to me. You know that, all right? I'm a proud Eisenhower grad. No one loves Eisenhower more than me. And, a buddy of mine, Mike Fahey, Mooch, and we call him Mooch for a reason. He's a Revis grad, and we put a little wager on this thing. And he's a big boy, and I'm going to have to pay him a lot of pizza and even more beer. And it's tough. That hurts, but, I will recover. The strong will survive, right?
Yeah, you're right. I feel bad. I'm sorry about that. Maybe I slipped you a few bucks.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll get him in the end. Don't you worry. Okay. He graduated from Revis. What else can be said? You know what I mean? Right. That's bad enough.
You're right.
All right. As you look at this thing, what's been the most difficult and challenging part of being a head coach that you really didn't expect going into this thing, Travis? Whether it's the organization, pads, equipment, what's been the most difficult thing?
You know what? I credit a lot of people surrounding me to help me out. Great AD, with Greg Wilder and prior to, before Greg Wilder, and after Greg Wilder, and Brian Barham and Joe Fowler and Gary Roush over there and John Burns, and before that Kevin Burns. I had a great nucleus of guys to help and prepare me for the job, as well as my past experience in playing Division I football, where everything's so structured and organized to the T.
Yep.
And because of that, the transition to being a head coach has actually been not easy, but it's been settled.
Yeah.
Because of so many different people helping out. So it hasn't been bad. It's actually been, even my wife being preparing for this, and being in college ball and being gone Thursday and coming back Sunday for 5 years straight. Yep. She's understanding my role and the demands of the sport, and it's even making it a lot easier for me as well.
Okay, now with the Untouchables program and Robbins, you got the youth feeder programs. Now, if Jeff Zillman does his job, the head coach of the Untouchables, he's the man. He keeps feeding you this top talent, right? Robbins, you get those top talent from Robbins, and whatever feeder systems. Can Eisenhower ever win a state championship in football? Do you think it can be done? And maybe if you could sneak, like if Torrey Stuckey, your boy, he has a couple kids and we send them to get them at Eisenhower. What do you think? Can this be accomplished? This is a realistic goal.
Oh, well, you know what? I actually just had a son too, so maybe Torrey and my son combined. And
we got to get you to move into Blue Island.
Yeah,
right?
You're right. We'll get there when it's time. I actually came in. The first thing I said when I got the head coaching job was get ready for a state championship. And our main focus at the start of this year and the start of this summer, and even right now, is the state title. And I think the most important thing is the kids believe. Once they believe, they're going to be able to achieve anything. So right now we're thinking and we're teaching, and all right now is Eisenhower football player state title. So as long as we keep teaching it, we put it within the reach of our kids in their mind. And after that, anything's possible. So I think, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I don't know how soon, but I'm telling you right now, we're coaching for it tomorrow.
Yep. All right, well, Travis, good luck the rest of the season, man. And you got 17 starters coming back next year, so I know you're going to be loaded, but you're still focusing on this year. And you know me, I'm 100% behind you. I know you're doing a great job. It's only going to get better over there because you got your heart in the right place. And continued success. And if you ever need anything, just give me a holler, right?
I'm ready.
All right, thanks for coming on board. We're going to go to a Coach's Corner timeout. When we return, small highlight edition and then a big high and tight, so you want to stay tuned.
If you're looking for a great place to eat with the family or to hang out with the gang, then you have to get to the Coach's Corner. You will love our extensive menu featuring burgers, shrimp, and our famous jumbo chicken wings. So whether you're playing darts, golden tea, sitting at the bar, or watching the game on any of our 19 TVs, you'll have a great time. So get to the Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill at 143rd Street and 82nd Avenue in Orland Park, where there's fun for the entire family.
From a mouth-watering pizza to a stomach-pleasing Italian beef sandwich, you'll never have to worry about going home hungry from Beggar's Pizza. Our meals are prepared with the finest ingredients available, tastefully seasoned in the culinary traditions of Northern Italy. Whether it's your team's victory bash, a birthday party, or just a nice night out of the kitchen, check out our extensive menu featuring pasta, salads, appetizers, dinners, sandwiches, and of course, pizza. Enjoy a great Beggar's Pizza at home or dine in at one of our many suburban locations.
Hi, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show, and now we have some members of the Blue Island Untouchables, undefeated Super Pee-wees, right? 4-0, it's all good. Head coach Corey Ellis, got to give him his kudos. But right here we have Erica Neighbors, obviously a cheerleader. We have Matt McGurry over there, and we got my boy Tim Martino, Brad Tobias' little brother, right over chat. So you guys keep going with the success, keep cheering for the boys, all right? And good luck the rest of the season, all right? Now you guys can go buy your masks. And thanks for coming. All right, highlights here, right, George? This is a short but sweet segment. All right, short but sweet segment. Because two notable results from last week. One being Andrew's 31-3 victory over Sandburg. First time Andrew has ever defeated Sandburg on the varsity level in football. Matt Brown, 13-17 for 141 yards, 2 TDs. James Grady, 5 catches, 52 yards, and 2 TDs. And Andy Tribula with an interception for the T-Bulls. For Sandburg, the only highlight filled with a bunch of lowlights was Ryan Salerno with a 46-yard field goal. And Ryan Salerno is a Dago, so I would expect nothing less out of him. And the other notable result, Richards 44, Evergreen Park nothing. Gary Corhonen, longtime coach at Richards, he just became the all-time winningest coach in Illinois football history. 301 victories. He will be our guest next week. Congratulations to Gary. For Richards, Lamar Harvey, 18 carries, 172 yards, 3 TDs. Ryan Wint, 35-yard TD reception. And Sean Prattle, 28-yard TD reception for the Bulldogs. Evergreen Park, really, there really are no highlights when you get goose eggs. So, all right, we're going to go to a Lisa Thomas Salon timeout. When we return, it is a Blue Island filled high and tight. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Are you looking for just the right hairstyle? Then come to Lisa Thomas Salon. We've been providing the finest in hair, body, nail, and skincare for over 15 years. Our emphasis on current trends and continuing education means the most up-to-date styles and products are available right in your neighborhood. Our knowledgeable stylists are committed to making you look and feel great. Visit Lisa Thomas Salon today on 84th Avenue in Tinley Park or 143rd Street in Orland Park. You'll be glad you did.
RizaCars.com. Looking for a new Chevy? Shop online. The best Chevy selections and the biggest Chevy savings.
You'll find the car you want at RizaCars.com. RizaCars.com.
RizaCars.com. Looking for a new Ford? Shop online. The name that sells the most Fords in Illinois.
You'll find the car you want at RizaCars.com. RizaCars.com.
For the best high school and local sports coverage in the Southland, turn to the Star newspapers. With a 106-year tradition, your award-winning team of writers and columnists cover what you care about. Whether it's the highly competitive Pep football scene or the intensity of travel softball, the Star has all the bases covered.
Hi, welcome back to the Coach's Corner Show. Again, I'd like to thank our guests, Jim Szymanski, Mr. Barry Lance, and Travis Moore. head coach of Eisenhower High School football. All right. You know, people often ask me, Beto, why do you love Blue Island so much? And it's easy, really. There are numerous reasons. But besides the tropical atmosphere year-round, it's 82 and sunny. You've heard me say that numerous occasions, except for those few exceptions. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, gentle snowfall, dust this beautiful community, turns it into a winter wonderland. Nothing better than walking down Greenwood Avenue, Silk Stalking area. Rock, not the Greenwood by you where you live, okay, Rock? Nice, from 127 to Vermont. It's a beautiful scene. It's like a Hallmark moment. But when you're able to get up in a community like Blue Island, I wake up. I want to go to breakfast. I go to Iverson's Bakery. I get the best chocolate Long John in the world. Then when I want to go to lunch, I head to the Double Play Saloon, get the best Italian sauce sandwich in the land. Then dinner comes around, I'm like, what do I want? I come here, Beggar's Pizza. Not only one location, I have two options in Blue Island. I can get myself a deep dish on 127th and Western, then I get a thin crust. Well done. Always order it well done on 127th and Kedzie. Before I hit the sack, little late night snack, I go to Stefano's, load up on some mortadella, some provolone, some capicola, all types of imported meats, cheeses. Great place. I gotta give a shout out to my boy Joey and Tony. And in those rare instances where I want to travel out of Blue Island, I go to a place like JJ's Pub, formerly Swedes in Posen, but the owner lives in Blue Island. My boy Joe Lukey, he lives in Blue Island. So really, I'm leaving Blue Island, but I'm not leaving Blue Island. And he's half Italian, so that makes it all good too. Mexican restaurants, we have a bevy of Mexican restaurants. I don't even want to go through all the Mexican restaurants we have. And the key with our Mexican restaurants is, unlike Orland and Payless, you go to a Mexican restaurant and a waitress says, hey, be careful, the plate is hot. The food might not be too hot, but the plate is hot because they're nuking the food. In Blue Island, the plate is cold, the food is hot because it's being made from scratch. And one other thing about Blue Island, when the back end of your car gets ripped off by a hit-and-run driver, like mine did a couple of weeks ago, you take it up to Bob's Auto Body in Blue Island, where my boy Bob Warnick will take care of you. So those reasons, among many other, palm trees. Hey, where's that palm tree?
I forgot to bring the palm tree.
You leave one thing for a Polak to do, and what does he do? He forgets the palm tree.
You know what? That was Murray.
You're blaming the Irish. You're blaming the Irish woman, son of a gun.
She should have remembered.
Ah, man, oh man. That was a main ingredient, but that's okay. We'll forgive you. All right, I'd like to thank all our guests. I'd like to thank Tom Tucker, Rocky Libby, his daughter Erin Libby, the Szymanskis for coming on board, and the Untouchable people who are here. Hope you enjoyed the show. And again, check us out on the web, coachescornershow.com. What, George?
High and Tight 2.
Oh, and of course, we're going to have a little special segment now, High and Tight 2. You can't get that in my column. You can't get it at the Star. It's just a special thing for you people who jump online. So check that out as well. All right, have a great week. Go to a couple games, Lincoln Way East, Lincoln Way Central, Eisenhower Richards. Can't be beat. All right, have a great week.
The Coach's Corner Show is brought to you by Beggar's Pizza. We lay it on thick. The Coach's Corner Family Sports Bar and Grill, where there's fun for the entire family. Fair Share Amusement, featuring CD jukeboxes, Golden Tea, Mega Touch, and more. Lisa Thomas Salon. Visit us at Lisa Thomas Salon. You'll be glad you did. Rizza Cars. You'll find the car you want at rizzacars.com.